The second award tonight pays tribute to a school-aged or younger student who has stepped forward in a time of crisis to help another person, has worked toward the betterment of our community by taking action to help improve someone's quality of life, helped someone avoid a crisis, or performed a life-saving action, serving as an example for other youth, which in the society we're growing up in now, we all know that can be quite hard for kids these days. Bringing up to the stage now is Brian Gumness, the Executive Director, BA, and Esther Greenheck Foundation, to present both Youth Hero Awards for us tonight.
Good evening. It's my honor and pleasure to be back here again. This is, how many years? Six? Yeah. We've been, the BA and Esther Greenheck Foundation has been part of this celebration since its startup. And we've always felt there's no better way to honor our individuals in our community, but other than to kind of isolate and pick out those that have done extra special things. They've gone above and beyond, and you will continue to hear more examples of that tonight. The first group was unbelievable, so congratulations to you guys. Well, I'm here to talk about our youth heroes, and during our session of which we were trying to identify and pick a winner, we couldn't. There were two individuals that stood out to a point where we couldn't pick one. So we, as a group, decided to honor both of them, and I think rightfully so. Both of these individuals are, much younger than you would think a hero could actually become, in that regard. You think of somebody that does so good for the community, gives back to the community, goes outside of who they are and what normal children of their age would have done. And it's an amazing story. And we had a really hard time saying no to one of them. The BA and Esther Greenheck Foundation does this as a group in giving back to the community as often as we can in a lot of different ways. But it wasn't something that just was grown from the heart of those that are doing it today. And these two kids, and I mean that in a positive way, found it in themselves and their hearts to identify a way to give back, and are doing it with passion and caring. And just meeting them tonight for the first time and talking with them, wow, I'm taken aback. You've all heard probably of Peyton's promise. Peyton is one of the recipients tonight, and the other you may not have heard of, and the individual there is doing something just as grand. Kolten Craft has been running a charitable golf outing now for 3 years. It was established because his mother was working at ministry health care in providing those that couldn't provide for themselves once they were released from the hospital. They may not have been able to afford medications. They may not have been able to buy a bag of groceries. They may not have been able to get home. And the Compassion Care at Ministry provides a little bit of funding to help those individuals that first day or two or a week or so once they get out of the hospital. And Mom came home apparently one day and had a really rough day, and explained to Kolten that there weren't funds available to really help this individual. And Kolten, out of the blue, decides that instead of having his annual golf outing just be about him, he wanted to turn it into a fundraiser. So starting that year, they did, and they raised a modest amount, about $3,000, I believe. And it was successful, and to a point where he said, well, I want to do this again and again and again. To date, they've raised a total of about $16,000 in the first 3 years of its existence. And if you ever get a chance to talk to Kolten, he's a very bright, confident young man. And I think he will take this a long way. So congratulations, Kolten. And I'm going to have you come up here in just a minute, but I want to have you both come up together, okay? Peyton, Peyton's Promise. I think you probably are aware they've been, raising awareness, collecting food for our local pantries and also nationally, but also funds now as well. And to date, I believe they have collected, in their best estimates, probably more than this, but 60 plus tons of food and $20,000 that they use towards feeding those in need of hunger. And they work through the different local food pantries and provide those funds and food directly to those in need. Peyton's been recognized nationally. She's had a number of honors. She's been in DC. Oh yeah, by the way, she ran with a torch at the Olympics last summer. Not too many of us get a chance to do that. But that's not because it was just something that you do to some little kid. Well, Peyton earned that and deserves that recognition and that honor. Peyton and Kolten, could you join me up here, please? Hopefully you can share a few words with us, some inspiration. Ladies first.
Hi, my name is Peyton, and I just really wanted to thank you for this honor. It is truly an honor to be up here talking to you guys tonight, and Peyton's Promise has grown to something huge. I started Peyton's Promise when I was 8 years old, just a little food drive for a food pantry, and it's grown to something huge. And I never would have thought that at this age it would be such a big organization collecting so much food for people in need. And when I was 8 years old, I realized that I could do something to help make a difference, and any age can really do that. Now, at 14 years old, I realized that there will most likely never be an end to hunger, but we can all try to reduce the amount of people who have to go to bed hungry every night, especially kids. So I want to thank the people who came tonight, Mr. Gabauer, who runs the Covenant Community Food Pantry, and who has helped us out a lot with Peyton's Promise, Mr. Poofall, who has helped us a lot with many different events and always comes and helps supports us, my brother, who supports me in everything and really helps us out and is an advocate of Peyton's Promise, and my mom, who continues to help me, and Peyton's Promise has become her full-time job because she really has a passion of doing this as well. So I wanted to thank you guys, and I wanted to congratulate Kolten as well, and thank you for having me.
I'd like to thank you all for coming here tonight, and I'd like to thank you for sponsoring everything. And I'm sorry for the loss of Ken. And I would like to thank Indian Head for hosting my golf tournament, and I'd like to thank Red Cross for having me here. Thank you.
Take a picture.